Hi second graders, this video goes with your math lesson about 2D shapes. 2D just stands for two-dimensional, so they're going to be flat, like a piece of paper or a drawing. There is a word that I want you to know that isn't on that paper, and it's the word polygon. Maybe you've heard of this before, but a polygon is just a shape with straight sides and all the sides are connected. So it's a lot of the shapes on your paper today are polygons, but there are some things that are not polygons, such as anything with curved edges like a circle or a blob, or anything that's not closed in all the way and connected. Like see how there's a gap there, these ones are not connected, this one's curved and not connected. So none of these are polygons, but they are still considered, well, some of these are considered lines, some of these are just shapes. So that's why your paper doesn't say polygon on it, even though polygon is a really great math word. It just says naming 2D shapes. And I'm hoping you've had these shapes before in kindergarten or first grade, but this is just a good review just to make sure that you know what they all are, and so that you know what a side and a vertex is. So let's do an example with a triangle real quick. Let me just draw a real quick triangle on here. And the sides are those straight edges. A vertex is where two sides join together or meet. So I'm going to put a dot inside of each vertex. Sometimes people call them corners. Oh, you can't even really see those dots. Let me make them a little larger. Sometimes people call a vertex a corner or an angle. You might also hear them refer to that as an angle. But for our paper, we're going to call it a vertex. I can see here that there are 3 vertexes, or sometimes people call them vertices. That's just a fancy way of saying more than one vertex. There are 3 of them on a triangle, and there are also 3 sides. One thing you will notice, and maybe you studied this already before, but you'll notice it today for sure, whatever shape you have, it will have the same number of sides and vertexes. It will always match up. If it has 3 sides, it will have 3 vertexes. If it has 7 sides, it will have 7 vertexes. If you could draw a shape, and you could if you took enough time, if you could draw a shape that had 100 sides, it would also have 100 vertexes. It works every time. Let's look at circle real quick. I'm going to try to draw, that's not too bad for just a quick drawing. This circle doesn't really have sides or vertexes because sides are straight lines and vertexes are where those straight lines meet together. So for the circle, it's just 0. There aren't any on that. Let's look at some of the shapes that have 4 sides. They gave us a few different ones here. The square is supposed to have 4 sides that are the exact same length. I tried to do my best. I think I got pretty close. It's also supposed to have perfect corners like a piece of paper, and we call those right angles. So every vertex is supposed to be a right angle, kind of like the corner of a piece of paper. Then a rectangle, you got a lot of different options for drawing a rectangle, but you have to make sure that the sides are all, let me say that again, that the top and the bottom are the same length and the sides are the same length. And then the corners are again right angles. So both of these are a good example. Look, sides are the same length, top and bottom are a different length from the sides, but the same as each other. Hope that's making sense for you. And again, the corners are all right angles. A rhombus, which some kids call a diamond, the sides are the same length, but they don't come to a perfect right angle in the corner. And then trapezoid, that's a fun one. The top and the bottom are supposed to be parallel, meaning they're running the same direction, and then the sides are not running the same direction as each other. So all of these examples on this page have 4 sides and 4 vertexes or vertices, if that's how you like to say it. And then also on your paper, you will see the pentagon, which has 5 sides. This, sometimes you'll see them where the sides are the same length. This isn't the best drawing. I tried to get pretty close. But you might also see them where the 5 sides are not all the same length. It's still a pentagon. And if your drawing doesn't turn out exactly how you were thinking to make like a cute little perfect birdhouse, that is fine. It can be something different and it still counts to be a pentagon. So when you have to do the drawing on your worksheet, don't panic if it didn't turn out perfectly like the examples at the bottom. That is totally fine. It still counts. Hexagon is one with 6 sides and 6 vertexes. Here's that regular one where still not the greatest. I tried to make the sides mostly the same length, but look at this example. This is still a hexagon. It still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertexes and 6 sides. Let me just switch colors on my marker real quick and show you those 6 sides, just in case you didn't believe me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's still a hexagon. It still counts. So hopefully that will help you with your math paper for today.